Today we're doing a little work on this here really nice 1995 Plymouth Grand Voyager. 3.8 liter automatic, fuel injected. The rest of the channel comes up here in a month or so, but I wanted to film this before we got started. I'm a boondocker. I go out and I boondock, and that's what the plan is to take this here 1989 Winnebago Super Chief, which is just destroyed on the inside but runs like a top with only 37,000 miles on it. But today I went out to get in my van after parking it here, and it was a no start. I've been in the car business all my life, on and off. My dad since the 60s built race cars, and I never go to a mechanic. I get out a manual, or nowadays go to YouTube and see who else is out there and see what I can fix. I have a rule of thumb. It's usually something simple. Start with the simplest things. So I broke my own rule today, and I came out, I opened all the fuse boxes and tested the fuses. I disconnected the battery and reset the computer. I tore the ignition module off, disconnected this, and found out somebody had taken the plug out. I tested this plug right here for power, and I didn't have any power. And we'll get into how you do all that in another video, because there are not a lot of videos out there for 90 through 95 Dodge Caravans or Plymouth Grand Voyagers, because this is just a knockoff of a Grand Caravan, but it's a little nicer inside, and it's got a 3.8 liter V6, which is just a monster motor. This thing is fast. Okay, tore all this stuff off, went through everything, tested all the fuses, and got to thinking, well, it's a Chrysler product, and normally they're pretty safe about this stuff, and Chrysler products are pretty easy to work on. So I go under the dash where the fuses are. And I'm doing this off so you don't have to listen to that. I go into the dash where the fuses are, up in here. And I don't know if you can see it up in there, and I don't have the light in here. But there's a fuse panel under here, underneath the dash. And right here in this row, on the top, is a fuse that is marked ignition power. Seriously. There's a 10 amp fuse underneath the dash for the ignition. So after tearing this whole thing apart and can't find ignition and still have no start, and tested the spark plug wires and tested the spark, which I found out my brand new spark plug tester does not work, and we'll put a video up on that, because you should not always buy Chinese stuff. It does not always work. This was the culprit. This right here is a 10 amp fuse. That's under the dash. So instead of doing all of this, and tearing all this off, and checking all this, which I'm actually glad I did because I found a couple other things, it was this. Check them. And this fuse actually looks good. If you can look in there, from where you're at, it almost looks good. So, took my handy dandy tester and tested it, and it is not. So I didn't have an extra 10 amp. I thought, well, we'll find something. And sure enough, in the fuse panel, there's a 15 amp fuse for fog lights. This does not have any fog lights. This is where they go, and they are not there. But there is wiring under here for them. Thank you, Plymouth. And there's a fuse in there already, so it's all ready to hook up the fog lights. So I think I'm going to do that. Probably you guys should do that. Maybe not. Anyway, simple. Start with simple. But before you go through hours of work or testing, well, I shouldn't say hours, because it probably took me 20 minutes. Check everything. Check everything. All right? Once again, my name is Buzz Martin. I'm the Mango Pirate. Soon to be boondocking across the U.S. for you. And we're going to have a great time. Y'all come out, subscribe to the channel. Push that like button down there if you don't. If you didn't like the video, well, push that don't like button, and that's your prerogative. That's why we live in America. God bless y'all, and y'all have a nice day. God, I read the instructions, and it says you're supposed to go down there and lock and smash that button. You don't have to smash it. You're using a mouse. Just click on the like button and subscribe. Subscribing always helps. You get to see more crazy stuff like this. So, like, subscribe. Have a nice day.